Alright, new channel. So, my name is Facius, and although this channel is meant for my own tabs projects, due to the frequent queries regarding the location and installation of the currently available mods, I figured I'd start the channel off with a tutorial on how to install a mod. So, a couple things to note here. This is a tutorial on how to install mods, not how to use said mods. But if you want a tutorial like that, go ahead and request that in the comments down below. Not all mods will work if your game is pirated. This is done on purpose to support the creators of the game, and this tutorial is for Windows only, as I do not own an Apple product and I never will. As a general rule of thumb, you shouldn't download mods that aren't in the Google Drive you see before me, so I advise you to avoid any mods that aren't approved and added to this drive. This installation method only works for mods that are DLL files, but don't worry because most of them are. So you'll find a link to this site in the description. For those of you that don't want to go there for some reason, you can also find it by simply googling tabs mods Google Drive, and then well, you'll find the Reddit thing here obviously, which most people just go to and find a drive through there, but you can also just scroll down a bit and you'll find it here. So for this tutorial we are going to be installing JLOTS mod, simply because that's one of the more popular ones. It's a really good mod. So there's a readme doc here, and we're not going to go through that because that's related to the usage of the mod, though you yourself should read that, so read that after the installation. So we're going to go ahead and find the DLL file by double clicking that folder, and we want to download this. So go ahead and right click, download. Scanning for viruses. Oh, it found a virus. Don't worry, it didn't actually find a virus. All of the DLL files in this Google Drive are safe, as I just stated previously, so you can safely keep this. You then want to just drag this onto your desktop somewhere so that we know where it is. Number 15, we'll come back to that later. Okay, so now we want to find the location of the Totally Accurate Battle Simulator executable folder, information, database, all that stuff. So we want to do a quick Windows search, so let's write in Totally Accurate. Oh, already there, it's found it. So we've got the launcher here, the app, and then we've also got the location and all the information here. You can click that and it will put you here, but if for some reason it doesn't show up when you search for it in Windows, you can also find it by simply going to Steam, go to your library, and in here, in the overview, you can find Totally Accurate Battle Simulator. You simply right click that, click Properties, and Local Files. You here want to browse the local files, and voila, you're here once again. So let's go ahead and close down Steam. Now, the previous tutorials that I've seen have just skipped directly to starting to import the DLL file into the mod, but we're not going to do that. And the reason for that is because we want to be able to play the vanilla version and the modded version without having to reinstall the mod every time we want to switch between them. So instead we're going to make another profile. What we're going to do is we're simply going to copy this, so Control C and then Control V, and it's going to start copy pasting. The reason we're doing this is because, for example, for my projects, I want to be able to work on project A without having to wade through things from project B in the code. Right, I want to keep them separate. I also want to be able to test them separately. And the same goes for you and your mods. You want to be able to play the vanilla version, and you also want to be able to play the modded version without having to do a lot of things to switch between them. So now that you've made a copy, you want to go ahead and rename this using F2, so just press that on your keyboard. And we're going to rename it, JLOT, because that's the mod we're using. Just replace the word copy with JLOT here, press enter. Now we're going to go inside of it. Okay, so now we need to set it up so that we can actually launch this mod through a shortcut, for example, through here or through the background. So we're going to go ahead and rename this. So F2, we're going to go ahead and place the name to the left of it so that's easily searchable. JLOT space. Alright. We've now put JLOT and then added a space between this name and this name. We now need to do the same for data, because if we don't, this happens. Aha, data folder not found, because it's looking for something that's not there. It's looking for this name, and we haven't named it that. If you're lazy, you can just copy that name here between those two little marks there, but we're not going to do that because we're all tutorial-like, so press F2 on this folder as well. Write JLOT space. Okay, now that they have the same word added to it at the start of it, we can now go in here. Now we're getting to the part where we're going to start incorporating the mod. So we're going to click managed, and this top file here is the one that we're going to mess with. This file here is the one we're going to drag in here, but as you can see, it's not named the same thing, so when we drag it in, it's not going to ask us if we want to replace it. So basically, we're going to head and rename it. We want to make sure that the .dll is right behind the C#. So we just want to remove anything, so from the parenthesis here, up to right after the C#, like that. Press backspace. So assembly-c#.dll, that's what we need it to be named. So now when we drag this in here, it's going to ask us if we want to replace the file in the destination, and that is what we want to do, so click that. Now that that's figured out, we essentially can launch the mod now. It's installed, we've created the groundwork so we can make a shortcut, for example, so we can go back here. Let's say that we want to be able to launch this from our taskbar. So, create shortcuts. Let's rename this then. Maybe just JLOT tabs. How about that? JLOT tabs. We can drag this on here. We can also drag this down here. And you can now simply click this. And voila, it's launched. This is now going to be the modded version, as you can see. And if you want to launch the vanilla version, let me just Alt F4 this one. Let's say you want to play the vanilla version, you can either go back to common, go to the normal one, and double click the default launcher, or you can go to Steam and simply click play here, as this is the one that's going to launch the vanilla version. Alright, end of tutorial. You can install all of the DLL mods the way we did here. It will save you a bunch of time and effort in the long run, as well as keep your mods organized and easily accessible. If you subscribe expecting a bunch of tutorials, you'll be disappointed, as this channel will be based mostly around cinematic skits and trailers using my own mods. However, if that sounds interesting, subscribing is obviously the way to go if you want to stay up to date with my projects. Now go install mods to your heart's content.